listen to Only Junior Dad for 6 months or die, I would die.
My cell phone? Like legit, really? Maybe he forgot to turn off his cell phone. Just keep it.
Set this off. I'm just going. I was like, I need some percussion. I guess we'll get out the xylophone and put
it.
Well.
I don't know about you, but I thoroughly enjoyed the 13 minutes of drone
Yeah.
single note. Literally, I don't know what that note is, but it was that note the entire time.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh, it started at 7 minutes and not end until 1929.
Well, that was just awful. There's.
I don't think, there were maybe 2 redeeming things about this whole album.
What do you think that is?
Hmm?
What are they redeeming?
The redeeming? Parts of Pumping Blood and parts of Iced Honey. And parts of Cheat on Me. And I actually kind of like Brandenburg Gate a little bit. And and the little bit of beginning of Little Dog.
Oh yeah. Little Dog, like it wasn't, how long is it?
8 minutes.
It were like 4 minutes.
Or 4
I could
minutes.
see what they're doing. Like, they're trying to build an atmosphere with all this stuff. And it all pretty much fails because it's just kind of like pentatonic rock riffs for like 12 minutes each. So it doesn't really build an atmosphere. Whereas things like Little Dog do. But
Little Dog actually had stuff going on, you know.
Yeah.
It jumped, moved around, it didn't stay in one place. That's the downfall of this album, is there wasn't enough going on.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough creativity
Yeah, there wasn't
throughout
enough
the
anything.
whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you think less is more, not. I'm sorry, whenever you have a 20-minute song and literally 2/3 of it is composed of just a single note with different instruments coming in on that same note
Yeah.
with little variation, and maybe you'll change after a full 2 minutes. Like that, you can't get away with that. I partially don't want to get the album just to like be like, no, this isn't how you make music.
Oh no, I'm not gonna buy it.
I was gonna get it anyway, but I'm not sure.
Like, why would I buy it? Like,
That's a very good point.
I'm not gonna listen to it.
Just to have it, I don't even freaking know. James was crying on the last track because he was crying at how huge a mistake he made.
He was like, oh, it's 13 minutes. And shit.
Ran up crying. He was so overwhelmed with the largest mistake they've made in their entire career. And you know, I was all willing to like it. I really,
Yeah,
I was willing.
I was
and
more
ready.
skeptical than you.
I was ready and willing to just embrace this for what it was going to be. I was expecting it to be like strange and off the wall and odd.
And not really focus on songs so much as building an atmosphere. But I mean,
Like they built the worst atmosphere.
and this is build an atmosphere of bad music.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
really what they did.
They
Like
played a freaking pentatonic riff for 20 minutes. You know, each song. You know,
every song was too long. Every single
it
song.
was way too long.
It's
There's
too
just
long.
no excuse. The fast song was like the most agonizing.
Oh my
thing I've
gosh.
ever listened to. Like,
Mistress Dread was
It was-
one of the worst songs I've ever heard. One of the worst songs.
You are the.
It was.
No, I mean.
That is one of the worst songs I've ever heard. I usually don't say like
No,
I hate a song, but I hated that song.
I hated that
I
song.
hated that. Hated
like-
it. Hated it. Hated it.
I don't know. It's like an old man with Tourette's playing over, you know.
And what is like Lou Reed doing? I don't understand. He just sounds like, what was that comment someone said? It sounds like my granddad trying to talk to me while I'm listening to Metallica. Like, it's pretty much.
Exactly. You're trying to listen to Metallica.
Freaking granddad comes and interrupts and wants to tell you this really ambiguous story about his past.
Well, that's the thing, is it's not
Makes
even
no
like the
sense.
story was really clear either.
No, there wasn't. I didn't understand half what was going on.
I mean, who makes stories? King Diamond makes stories.
There you go.
There's lots of people that make stories in their music, and even if you can't pick up, okay, you need to read the lyrics to really understand. At least you understand things are happening. But like, what's happening at Little Dog? Does anyone know? To me, it's like maybe there is a little dog. Like, I don't know.
I like. It's funny. I think that I get Little Dog, but like as the whole thing, like, oh, you're a wimpy guy and you have to pay a prostitute to get anything. Yet a big strong guy can get it anyway. You know, basically a really good looking guy can get it for free, kind of deal. And, but then alone, like that's the only one I understand. Like,
Yeah.
what about all these other ones? You know that I just can't follow at all.
Yeah.
I don't.
Dry and spermless, like a girl, like a what the fuck?
Like a girl. Yes, 2 songs and have the random.
2 songs that did the same thing.
Random drum killer. Like I thought they were gonna do that in Junior Dad.
What are they doing, man?
And then Frustration was. Oh God,
Frustrating.
Frustration was awful.
It was frustrating. That's what it was.
What happened in Frustration? Hold on. I don't know why. It had a good riff. I remember it had a good riff, but it was ruined by Lou Reed.
Easily the best thing is Pumping Blood had like 2 good
Yeah.
riffs. 2 good
2
riffs
good
that
riffs.
Metallica wouldn't even have done. Like they didn't even sound like Metallica riffs. It sounded like some other metal band that was playing like some badass metal randomly, and there's Lou Reed on top of it. Like,
Yeah, and it wasn't, and it was one of the shorter ones, but it still could have been shorter.
Yeah.
Should have been shorter. And there were little to no like Junior Dad. The whole end of that there's no solos throughout the whole album. Like literally no solo. What
no
was
real
it? Dragon
solos.
was the one where he was like just for like a good minute and a half. That was awful. That was horrendous.
Oh god, yeah. There's no
Music becomes bad when it actually is, makes you ill to listen to.
Yeah,
As in, like, there's a frequency that it's hitting that it hurts.
Yeah, it just sucks.
Like, the only way I could say this album is good is that if it was as some kind of form of torture or some kind of form of a
play it out of prison,
like some kind of reverse psychology where you're not supposed to enjoy it kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to.
I mean, it's like James said in an interview. He said, "We're making background music for Lou Reed." That's what it sounds like. It sounds like background music, and then it's like, well, maybe I can enjoy this background music. And there's Lou Reed. So you can't enjoy
exactly.
So you can't even
there's Lou Reed.
You can't even enjoy the background music.
It's
not to mention
Lou
the
Reed.
background music isn't even creative. I mean, I go on an elevator. There's great musicians playing very forgettable music instead of just obviously Pro Tooled 10 seconds looped for 9 minutes. I mean, that's not gonna do.
Exactly. Like. When you put, apparently Lou Reed's big news, which I absolutely don't know anything about him, but when you put apparently two great minds like Lou Reed and Metallica together, although incredibly unlikely pairing, you'd think that what they produce would be some kind of magnum opus kind of deal. There's very much so many ideas coming out of the scenes.
Yeah, like a really strong.
Lots of ideas. They couldn't get them. They had to get them all out. Instead, we got 3 or 4 ideas each song, and Lou Reed just kind of rambling.
Yeah.
That's all Lou was.
Yeah, the Lou Reed part is just bad. I mean, okay, his lyrics. Like, I know to Metallica what gets them going, what they really like are, badass riffs, nice drum arrangements. For him, when he goes second guessing, it's like, whoa, man, you see what I did there? That's what gets people like Lou Reed off. That's what's musically stimulating to them, stupid crap like that. But it's not clever enough to make up for the fact that The View is, 6 minutes, and it's like 3 riffs. There's like 2 riffs in there, or 3 or something. And that has more riffs per minute than some of the other songs.
Yeah, that's what's even scarier.
It's not going to do. I mean, I'm all about Black Sabbath would repeat their riffs 1,000 times, but even then, not to that rate. God.
Sounds like...
change the drums or
Paranoid
something.
with Black Sabbath, they just kind of repeat that.
Yeah, they do that riff a bunch of times, but at least it's not like
it's not
15 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like
dang.
it's a concise 5 or 4 minutes,
Yeah,
Doesn't run for 11 minutes, which is pretty much half of these songs. And then James just left on the second disc.
Yeah,
he just left. He took the back seat and just never came back.
Anymore.
Because honestly, the best songs in the album were the ones where he was involved.
Where he did something.
Where he actually came in and sang a little bit. Or just did something.
Yeah.
Because every time I heard him, it's like, thank God! Like, anytime he came in,
exactly.
Like, oh, finally!
I feel like it's a really valuable tool in that you can listen to it and then listen to any other music. And you'll say, wow, this music's a lot better. So that's cool. I mean, you can appreciate bands you never appreciated before. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's about it. That's about all. That was bad.
That was horrible. I've never...
I
can't even, go back and try, because I have no desire.
I feel like the reason they released it before is someone listened to it and said, guys, you can't just make people buy this and not let them know. You know what I mean? That's what I really feel like it was like. I feel like they couldn't be like, you can't let them know that Junior Dad's going to be 13 minutes one note. You can't just have them pay $20 and then they get in the mail, ooh, when they listen to Junior Dad. I mean, millions of people across the world disappointed. You just can't do that. They have to be able to hear it and then buy it if they like it. I feel like there is some ethical thing behind it. I really feel like that.
I agree. And it's funny, though, they had this contest running, which I did enter, so if I win, you're coming with me to New York City on the 24th to listen to it again. Which I legitimately am actually reconsidering, even if I won. I'm not sure.
Metallica's there, it's just like...
No, I would be so honest. I would be so honest.
I really don't want to listen to it again.
Can we, just hang out and eat somewhere for a good hour and a half? Can we spend our time a little more wisely?
We just need to YouTube. We need to YouTube us returning the phone call James on the phone do you want to listen to LuLu? We decline.
Click.
Even though we love Metallica, but damn, that was a fucking fail, man.
Oh, the tape's almost done now, but gosh darn it. That was a mistake.